Hey Pisces, I am your astrologer Wonder Girl, taking you to new heights. Here is your weekly forecast for the week of Monday, June 11th to Sunday, June 17th, 2018. Hey, before I get started, I did just want to mention one thing. The reason why I didn't mention this earlier is because it actually kind of came to me last minute. I wasn't really planning on doing this, but decided that I need to and that I should. And I'm going to do a live webinar on the new moon in Gemini, which is occurring this Wednesday. If you want to learn more about what the new moon is about, what it means for you, for your sign specifically, please do join me on Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time, where I am going to talk about new moon in Gemini and break it down by the signs. This to me is the first new moon in Gemini since Saturn left Sagittarius. That's important to me because Gemini is the opposite sign of Sagittarius. So whatever is affecting Sagittarius will ultimately affect Gemini. I think with Saturn in Sagittarius for the past few years, even though it's no longer there, it was really all about traveling, doing something new, exploring. And while we were trying to do something new, even if it was not easy to do, I think we were neglecting some of the things closer to home. We were neglecting our mind, the way we think about things, integrating all of these new experiences into our life. And I think this new moon is saying, time to go back to the past, to retrieve some of the things that you forgot, that you neglected, to do them better this time around. With Mercury in Cancer in a sextile with Uranus, I think there's a real chance to get some good insights on what you need to feel more comfortable emotionally, to build more stability into your life in some way. However, I do think that some of these insights that you receive could be a little bit uncomfortable, especially with Mercury in a square to Chiron at this time, and could be a little bit upsetting for your relationships and for your financial situations. Now that you're getting more of these insights, processing things more in the mind, going back to retrieve some things, your relationships are like, wait a second, I didn't know that this was going on. I didn't know that this was happening. I don't know how I feel about this. That could come in, or maybe a lot of things going on with finances again that could be uncomfortable at this new moon. So if you want to hear more about that, how to handle it, what it means for your sign, again, please click the link down below in my description box to sign up for that. It is on discount for my birthday. So I hope you all enjoy that, and I do hope that I will see you there. Now this week, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start in the middle of the week, what's going on there, and then work my way around from that. That's because there is an alignment that's happening that is like a little bit, I don't know if I want to say unusual, but there's just an alignment occurring in the middle of the week that kind of like brings in a lot of different parts of the chart. So I'll start there and then work my way around. That alignment, Pisces, is going to be right here where Mercury is, because Mercury will move into Cancer on Wednesday, and that for you is going to be in your 5th house of happiness, of love, of romance, also of kids, if you have any kids, and passion projects. I think what's going on Wednesday is that you're just thinking a lot about how you can get more comfortable with kids, do more of what makes you happy, do more of what you enjoy in life, maybe work better with a romantic relationship in some way. All right. Now, as Mercury moves into Cancer almost immediately, it will make a sextile over here to Uranus, which for you is in your 3rd house of talk and of communication. I do like Uranus, especially in the 3rd house, and I do like sextiles. So I think what this could bring, perhaps for some positive conversations, maybe some unexpected conversations or some unexpected insights that could come in the middle of this week about how you can be happier, bring more happiness into your life, maybe positive conversations about kids, about romance, about love, about a business as well, I think, so that you can do more of what it is that you really like. Okay, being positive. The hard thing though is that after Mercury makes this sextile to Uranus a day later on Thursday, and then makes a square over here to Chiron in Aries, which is your 2nd house of money, of confidence, and of your gifts and skills and talents. So maybe you make, maybe you have some good conversations about what you need to find more joy in life, to be happier, to work on a passion project with kids, a romantic relationship. But maybe then it brings some instability in your life. Okay, this is what I need to be happy. But now in order for me to be happy, I have to upset some other things. I have to spend some money. I have to change things up. Maybe that's what comes in. That could be a little bit difficult, or maybe you have to change some things around. You have to use different skills and talents in order to do the things that it is that you really enjoy. That could be difficult, and needing to not worry if some instability comes, but to really focus this week, I think, on communicating about what you enjoy and bringing more of that out of you. into the open and integrating more of what makes you happy into your life. All right, so that's what I see there. Now on Thursday and Friday, after this occurs, we also do have Venus moving into Leo, which is in your 6th house of your job and your daily routines. So you're not just trying to figure out, okay, what makes me happy, even if some instability is going to come from it, but also, okay, now how can I do more of these things that I need to do to be happy on the day-to-day at my job, to sustain some of these things, to move forward on those that in a way that works. That comes in. Okay, now as to where Mercury is in a positive aspect to Uranus, Venus is in a hard one, which means that Venus will square Uranus around Friday. Venus is in your 6th house of your job and your daily routines, and Uranus is, of course, in your 3rd house. So I think what happens is you had some positive conversations at the beginning of this week about what you need to be happier, but then it gets a little bit more difficult to arrange your life, to arrange your job, to arrange your daily routines. Maybe you know you need to work with your job in a certain way, but maybe just thinking about it is hard, getting everything to add up. Or maybe even talking about your job is hard. Talking about what makes you happy is easy, but talking about things going on at work, talking about how you can organize your life, talking about more practical, physical matters, maybe that's just a little bit harder to wrap your mind around as well. That can happen, and maybe some unexpected things coming up in regards to your job, your daily routine, some unexpected news or conversations there. In some way, as you're trying to bring more of the joy into your life, maybe breaking free from an old job, from an old set of daily routines, so that you can do something else that you enjoy. All right, just trying to work out. Okay, again, with Venus making a trine to Chiron, could be some hard things with money, could be some instability that comes into your life when it comes to your job, when it comes to your daily routines, as you're trying to do more of what it is that makes you happy. But I think really needing to figure out how to do more of what you like on the day-to-day, even if it means you got to change some things up in the process and think about things a little bit differently than what you're used to. All right? And communicate in different ways as well. Now, while that's going on, most of this week, really, we also do have Mars here in a conjunction with the South Node in your 12th house of your insides, your spirituality, and of your past. So I think as you're trying to figure out what makes you happy, how you can do more of that on the day-to-day, even if it's uncomfortable, even if you have to think about things differently, I think there's a lot of stuff going on inside that you're trying to figure out, that you're ruminating on. I think a lot of it too has to do with the past, maybe trying to overcome the past, to step into new chapters, feeling like the past keeps dragging you back. Old perspectives, maybe there's things that are blocking you based on your own perspective as well, I think that you're trying to figure out. Okay, and with this alignment as well, especially needing to be patient if you don't quite feel whole yet, if you don't quite feel like your future is here in the way that you want. Needing to be okay with there being some uncertainty, which you're good at, you're a Pisces, needing to be okay with there being some uncertainty as you really do try to rearrange your job, your daily routines in a way that can make you happier, even if the instability, the money isn't quite where you want it to be. All right. So that's what we've got going on. While that's happening, we also do have a new moon here in Gemini on Wednesday, which for you is your 4th house of home and of family. So there could be, while you're trying to work with your job to be happier, I think there's going to be a new beginning here with your home, with your family, maybe with how you work with people at home and family, how you communicate, especially about home. Could also be a new beginning when it comes to the foundation that your life is built on, perhaps because your job is changing in a practical way so you can do more of what you like. You then, have to build your life on a new foundation, work with home differently to do some things that you want and need that I also do see coming in. Okay, so we've got that happening there. We also do have Neptune in your sign stationing to go retrograde, so there could also be some things as well about your identity that you're reworking, trying to get right with, making sense of, to make sure that you are the person that you want to be, that everything's coming together, and thinking more about who it is that you are, so you can make sure that everything's moving forward in the way that you want. And then the last thing that I'll mention is going to be on the weekend. Saturday, Mercury is going to oppose Saturn. And Saturn is in your 11th house of your goals, your dreams, and your hopes for the future. And what that can bring up on Saturday, perhaps after some unexpected insights, after some maybe crazy things came up during the middle of the week, I think there's some choices and some decisions that you're going to have to make. And I think you're going to have to make some of these choices and decisions based on what you really enjoy and where it is that you see your life going. Maybe you have a dream for your future, or you saw your life going in one direction. And I do feel like with this alignment, maybe having to almost sacrifice some of your goals and your dreams for the future so that you can work better with kids, so that you can be happier, so that you can focus more in the moment instead of planning for the future. And I think you may have to make some choices, decisions, or have some hard conversations with other people or with yourself at the end of the week about where you see your life going, about what really resonates with your heart, about what you really need to do in order to be comfortable. And I think I definitely see in this alignment Mercury at this time being the thing that needs to be accommodated for. So needing to figure out how to be happy here, even if that means sacrificing, making some cuts and some goals and some dreams and where you thought your life was going, so that you can build more of that comfort in doing more of the things that you need to enjoy or to feel like you're more at home with. Okay, so that's what I've got there, Pisces. Your card for the week is Temperance. Right, so this card is all about balance this week. Balancing a lot of different things with this card. Of course, balancing like the checkbook, money, balancing your emotions, a lot of that. But I think a lot of what this card is about is balancing versus like the inner and the outer worlds. Maybe what you want on the inside is one thing and what your life looks like on the outside is another, especially with this 6th house stuff coming in. And I think this card is saying you got to find a way to live what is in your heart, to bring what is inside you out. And to bring those two things into alignment. This card is also a lot about alignment. And I think if you can figure that out, how to not keep what's important to you secret, how to maybe organize your life, to give more structure to your life in a way that you can do the things that you enjoy or the things that can help you feel better, I think will ultimately be the key here. Okay, to make sure that you're living your life on the outside, what you're feeling on the inside, and that you're keeping everything right in its balance so that one part of your life doesn't get too much attention and the other one doesn't get any. I think needing to make sure that you're sharing all the love, that everyone and everything gets the attention from you that they want and need so that things can start to move forward, okay? So I think that's going to be important. Or conversely, if something's had too much, maybe if you've given your time something too much attention, also with this card, of course, the balance needing to reel it back, because, you know, balance can work both ways. Maybe we're giving something too much attention that needs less, and maybe we're not giving something enough attention that needs to get more. And I think needing to get that just right this week. Figure out what needs more of your attention, figure out what needs less, and figure out how to rearrange some of the physical things in your life to accommodate more of what's in your heart, more of what you value, and more of what you're being called to at this time. All right, so that's what I've got for you this week. Pisces, thank you so much for watching my horoscope. If you like it, please like it on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, share with your friends, and I will talk to you later.